Buenas tardes. Es para mí un placer estar con ustedes el día de hoy y dar la bienvenida al doctor Fethi Bedioui, director de Relaciones Internacionales de Chimie ParisTech, nuestros socios franceses. Doctor Fethi, bienvenido y doctor Fethi, si pudiera, por favor, abrir su micrófono. La presentación aquí será.
It's okay now?
It's perfect.
It's perfect. Thank you. Thank you very much, Virginie. I can start my talk now?
Yes, please.
Yes.
Please go ahead.
Okay, so I'm really pleased to be here today in Guanajuato in order to introduce my institution, which is Chimie ParisTech, Université PSL, and I will try to give you a brief introduction of who we are and what we are doing at the School of Chemistry in Paris. And I will also try to give you some indications about the fact that we have signed with Guanajuato, with the University of Guanajuato, a general agreement that allows students from both sides to visit each other's. And we are now working on a special agreement that will and should allow us to provide double degree for the students. So for the first part of my presentation will be devoted to the introduction of Chimie ParisTech. So Chimie ParisTech is, I'm trying to change, maybe I have to do something in order to change my slides. Let me check. I'm not able to change the screen.
If you make a click.
I'm making click.
And if not, just first give a click in the image first.
No, nothing is.
Down it's to.
Now it's okay.
Okay.
Now it's okay. It works. So, Chimie ParisTech is, let me load this one, is an old institution. It was created more than 125 years ago. It's a school that is devoted to provide students the skills needed for researchers and also skills needed for engineers. So the idea is to train the students in order to have a very solid scientific background, as solid as that of those embracing purely academic careers, in addition to the fact that they can also embrace careers in large companies, managing projects and managing groups and managing societies. So Friedel, he's the guy who discovered the chemical reaction called Friedel and Kraft. So you know his name for sure. And he was in charge of that more than 125 years now. And later on, Henri Moissan, who was the first Nobel Prize in Chemistry, the French Nobel Prize in Chemistry, was the director of the school. And we start having also women in our classes for more than 100 years now. So this means that we are extremely sensitive to the gender equality in our school, and we have almost 50% of our students who are females and 50% male. One of our alumni is Eugene Schuller. Probably you know his name. You don't know his name, sorry, but you know the company that he created more than 100 years ago now, which is called L'Oréal. And this is an example of how our alumni can manage the high skills in chemistry and the fact that they can also produce companies that are successful. And let me now go to the next slide to tell you that now Chimie ParisTech, although it's a small institution entirely devoted to the diplôme d'ingénieur, which is engineering diploma, and I will let you know more specifically how it works, is a school that is part of a large university. Large university which is called PSL. As you can see here, I have to turn off something. Okay. As you can see here, PSL is a large university now. It has several institutions, and we are working all together in order to build this university, which is done successfully in the last 2 years. And we are offering large programs in all kinds of engineering, and especially in chemistry, since we are dealing with chemistry. Oh, something is not working well here. Turn off virtual camera. Ooh. Okay. I don't know what happens, but I cannot really change the slides. I'm trying to do it. Mm-hmm. Sorry for that.
Roberto is coming to help you in just 1 second.
I'm sorry for that.
No problem.
Yeah, something appears here and I cannot do anything.
Okay, let me see. Turn off virtual.
Maybe we can stop sharing and start
Okay.
again.
Turn off. Okay, let me try to stop sharing.
Yeah, and I will do it again. Sorry. Okay, so now I should be able to share again. Okay. Yes, but I still have a problem going from one slide to one.
Let's try to share this one.
Yeah. Yeah, it works.
Works? Okay.
Okay, thank you. Sorry for that.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's start again. So as I was telling you, Chimie ParisTech is part of, belongs to world-class university where we have engineering department to which Chimie ParisTech is part of it. So here we have the different institutions, and this means that we belong now to this university, PSL, which is highly well ranked through the different international rankings, and we are number 3 in France according to the Shanghai worldwide ranking, and number 38 in the world, and we are the first French university within the THE working ranking and the QS World University rankings. This means that although that we are small, we are belonging to university which is now highly visible. And this is extremely important to start having strong links with the most important universities in the world. I will go directly to the introduction of what we are doing at Chimie ParisTech in terms of research and training of students. Our vision is really to provide basics and fundamentals courses in all fields of chemistry. And this is important to specify. We are not providing training in chemical engineering. We are providing training in all 5 fields of chemistry in order to have engineers having these high required skills in all fields of chemistry. And the trainings are illustrated by cutting edge research. We are a center of research and also a school training of engineers. Some key figures in order to let you know more precisely who we are. We are a small school. This means that we have only 350 students in these engineering curricula. They are highly selected. I will show you how they are highly selected, and 50% of them are women. We have 140 researchers and professors and associate professors. All of them are teaching. And this means that we have a very nice ratio between professors and students. We have almost 1 professor for 3 students. And this allows the training to be extremely close to the research and to what the professors are doing in their labs. And we have a very nice daily contact between the professors and the students. 40% of the training are based on practical training, on laboratories work. And 20% of the time spent in the school is devoted to business, management, and human skills. And this is important in order to have engineers who know how to manage projects, teams, and companies. 20% of our students are international, and this is something which is extremely important. We want to have our students very close to other students coming from everywhere in the world, and we would like to have more students coming from other places in order to enhance the capacity of the students to have multicultural experiences and to share international experiences. And in addition to that, the students has to spend at least 1 semester abroad. They have to do it in order to get their diploma. They have to do it as an internship or as a simple exchange to have classes in other places, other universities, and take credits and then come back to our school. Among the 3 years they spend with us, 12 months are devoted to mandatory internship. They have to go for 5 months and 6 months in a company or research, academic research lab in order to perform a kind of small thesis and to have this internship validated by our professors. We are also a center of research. We are teaching and we are performing research, and we have, as I told you, 140 researchers and associate professors working within 3 laboratories. And these laboratories are also working not only on fundamental research, but also in applied research. And we have very well developed networks with companies that are financing research groups, projects, and joint laboratories and PhD and master programs, etc. So there is a very tight link between research, companies, and training of students. A large part of the training is also devoted to to learn how students have to enhance their skills in innovation and creation of startups. We have incubators where our students or other researchers can join us in order to develop their startups, and we have also technical platforms, and we are belonging to the institutes which are called Carno, that helps initiatives to enhance the partnership with business and with companies. This again shows how important are the innovation and the creation of startup and the entrepreneurial during the training of our students. I will escape these slides in order to let you know that the employability of our engineering, after spending 3 years within this training program of engineers, is extremely good, since almost all of them get a job or a PhD before the graduation ceremony. And as you can see here, they get a job within different large companies, and they get a job dealing with chemistry in different fields, in cosmetics, in pharmacology, in public labs, in pure chemistry, in biomedical labs, in energy. So the chemistry that they are having with us help them to be extremely efficient in all kinds of application and within a large number of international companies like these, or small ones, or startups. Our research is diverse, and our research is feeding the training program. And I'm giving you here the name of the different laboratories that we have. We have 3 main laboratories at our school. All of them are related to chemistry and using chemistry for different applications. One lab is developing chemistry for materials and energy, and the name of the lab is Institute of Research of Chimie Paris. The other lab is developing chemistry for life and life sciences and health. This is the Institute for Chemistry for Life Science and Health, and the major applications of chemistry in this case is devoted to the creation of drugs and the use of chemistry for medicine, and also the use of chemistry for diagnosis. And the third large group is using chemistry for photovoltaic and developing a new generation of semiconductors. These three labs are in close connection with our students and our partners, and the students from our partnerships can join us in order to have training also in these labs. I'm facing another thing now. And okay. Oh, obviously I have another thing that is opening a window and I'm not able to escape. So maybe you can unshare again in order to try to solve this problem. I'm sorry for that. Okay, it works now. So the area of research at Chimie ParisTech are very diverse, and as you can see here, according to the main application, materials, energy, or life science and health, you can find the different types of research and topics that are developed in our labs. And these topics and these applications and this research are found in the training program of the engineers and vice versa. This is again another scheme showing how how chemistry is present in all the applications that are developed in our laboratories. And to give you some examples, we are working on imaging and characterization for health, for materials, for ancient materials, and we are working on catalysis and sustainable processes, nano and smart materials for optoelectronics, energy and medicine, modeling and simulation, chemical engineering and flow chemistry, microfluidic sustainable processes for diverse types of application. I will skip these examples of research, but you can have more and full information later if needed, and I can answer your questions when it comes to these research topics. The main idea now is to move to the training that we are offering and to show you where and how, as a student, you can join us in order to have 1 semester or 2 semesters of study with us for exchange, taking classes and taking credits and come back here to validate them for your diploma. And we are working on the possibility of having you for a double degree engineering and licenciatura of engineering or chimica. This is how the French university works. This is on this one here, you can see that the very vast majority of the students, after obtaining the baccalaureate, they start the university through what is called the European scheme, which is a bachelor degree during 3 years, which is the equivalence of the licenciatura here, and then a master degree for 2 years, and then a PhD for 3 years. This is But the students in France, in Europe, 95% of them go through this way of studies in the university. And there is no selection. They start the licenciatura, master, and PhD. Only few of them are selected in order to go through this process of engineering school, like Chimie ParisTech. Only 5% of the students, of the young guys and girls who had their baccalaureate, they go through preparatory classes to have intensive training in mathematics, physics, and chemistry. After 2 years, they go through a selection, and then they can enter one of the various schools of graduate engineering schools. And the top 5% of these enter our school, and they will stay with us during 3 years. After the 3 years here, as you can see, they will obtain the degree of engineer, which has exactly the same level than the master degree obtained in the university. This means that after 5 years here, they will have exactly the same level, the same grade. The university, it's a master of research. In the graduate engineering schools, it's called diplôme d'ingénieur, engineering diploma. And they can start preparing their PhD directly without doing any additional diploma, without going through a master degree. So this means that if someone joins us for double degree, he will obtain this degree of engineering school, which has the master level. Now, our training is really devoted to chemistry, all kinds of chemistry, analytical, solid state, theoretical, electrochemistry, molecular chemistry, bioorganic, chemical processing, etc. And these chemistry are devoted to develop and to technologies for energies, for materials, for microfluidics, for medicine. And these developments has to take into account that we have to keep in mind the eco-conception, the recycling, in order to be sure that what we are developing here for life has to be sustainable and has to be integrating eco-conceptions and recycling. These notions are extremely important, and these notions here are taught to our students in order to be sure that the future technologies that we are developing for this application are taking care of the environment and the health of the populations. During the 3 years where the students are with us, they have to go through a deep implementation of basic fundamentals in chemistry during the first year, and then during the second year and the third year, they will start a kind of specialization, what we call option during the second year, and during the third year, it's called specialization. So during the 3 years, students will progressively move from the fundamentals to the application and specialization. And during the 3 years, they will have to spend 12 months in mandatory internship. This is extremely important in order to develop their skills as people that will work in a company, that will work in a group, that will have to manage projects, large or small projects within large or small companies. And also we have regular meetings with industrial who will provide conferences, workshops, and visits in order, again, to enhance their skills for this applicability of their diploma in the industrial world. The first year, to be honest, is not open for international students. It's taught entirely in French, and this will provide our students the basic and the fundamentals in all the fields of chemistry, as you can see here. And then the second and the third year, they are open for international students, and mainly the period starting from the 1st January till the end of August, where they can join us in order to take classes through the different options: molecular chemistry, materials, chemical engineering, analytical and biological chemistry, and biotechnologies. They will have to work on techno-team projects in order to learn how to work in a team, how to build a project, and how to build a prototype, and how to finalize this kind of team projects. There is here one internship. The duration is 4 to 5 months. 4 months minimum and 5 months maximum. And this internship has to be done in a company or in academic field. They have to go through this internship in order to go further and start the third year, which is mainly devoted to the specialization. And here I'm providing some examples of specialization: biotechnologies, sustainable processes and materials, industrial processing, green organic chemistry, cosmetology and formulation, energies, and so on. And they will have also to go through an internship of 6 months, and these are mandatory. This is where the international students can join us. Here in this period, they can take classes and have their credits and validate them at their home university, or join us here in this specializations program, take classes here and validate them in their home university. They also can join us for internship, and our labs are open for that. And later I will explain to you how you can join us, since we have an agreement with the university that helps a lot in order to have you in an exchange program for short duration, which is 1 semester or 2 semesters. And you will have to build your own study plans in order to join us, and the discussion can be very flexible between the two institutions. We are also offering master degrees in addition to the engineering degrees. And again, you can see here that we have a large variety of master programs and also of PhD programs. We have master degrees mainly in chemistry, chemistry for materials, chemistry for life science, chemistry and innovation, and chemistry and energies. And also we have a program of master degree in biomedical engineering. We have also PhD programs on chemical engineering and advanced technologies, physical chemistry and analytical chemistry, molecular chemistry, material physics and chemistry. These PhD programs are open for students who are willing to have a co-tutel thesis. This means that if you are interested in one of these programs, and if your expected supervisor for the PhD is in contact with one of our professors, we can launch a co-tutel program. This means that the PhD will be performed between the two laboratories. 50% of the time will be spent in Mexico, here in Guanajuato, and 50% of the time will be in Paris. And at the end, the students will have the 2 degrees, the PhD degree from Guanajuato and the PhD degree from PSL Chimie ParisTech. This means that if you are willing to go through a PhD, if you know on which subject you would like to perform or to do your PhD, you can talk with your future supervisor here in Guanajuato and try to create a link between him or together with him with the professor from our school, and you have the website which is open for that in order to see what kind of topics can be done jointly between Guanajuato and Chimie ParisTech. And if the two supervisors are okay, we can start working on the agreement in order to have the co-tutel. And we have already in our laboratories at Chimie ParisTech, 3 students performing a co-tutel thesis with Guanajuato. So it's something that we know exactly how we can do it. So the implementation programs are, as I was telling you earlier, this period of the second year where we have classes and different options and different choice of modules of training. We have also the possibility of offering internship, and also we have the possibility of sending our students here in order to perform internship during these 2 periods of the year. So this term of the year and this one are open for exchange studies. It depends on your level. If you are in the advanced level of the bachelor program or in the middle of the program, you can join us during the second year here to have classes starting from the 1st of January, or you can join us starting from the 1st of September if you are in the advanced classes, which means on the 4th year, for example, and then we can work on the study plans for you. If it comes to the double degree on which we are working now necessitates some rules because it's something which has to be well organized, and this means that the students from Guanajuato will have to join us for 2 full years. They will have to spend 4 semesters with us after having finished 4 years of their bachelor degree in the Licenciatura of Chemical Engineering. And then instead of spending the 5th years here in Guanajuato, they will have to join us, spend 2 years in order to get the Diplôme d'Ingénieur and their Licenciatura in Chemical Engineering here in Guanajuato. This is something that we are working on it, and you have to contact the international relation here in Guanajuato, and Virginie Oprah is the person in charge of the agreements and the application and their application between our 2 institutions. You have to talk with the international department in order to know exactly how to perform the exchange, the simple exchange for 1 or 2 semesters, taking classes with us, and that's all, taking your credits and coming back to Guanajuato, and also how you can perform the double degree on which we are working now, and that might be open not for the next year, but maybe within maximum 1 year and a half. So we are working on it in order to make it possible as soon as possible. Of course, we know that students, when they will have to join us, they need to be helped, and we have international student services that help the international students to have their visa, to have their housing when it comes to the double degree, and to have full information about their stay in Paris. And what I would like to attract here your attention is the fact that we have that you have to consider that living in Paris is expensive, and you need to have a budget of 800 euros per month in order to have a decent way of living in Paris. Also, something which is extremely important, it's the language. The classes are taught when it comes to the exchange program here or here. Some of them are taught in French, not all of them, but some of them are taught in French. So when you will have to choose the program, the classes, the courses that you would like to choose, be very attentive on the fact that not all of them are in English. And if you are selecting classes in French, of course, you will have to be good enough in French in order to follow the classes. For the double degree, there is a need to be fluent in French. This is a requirement for getting the diploma from us. This is what I wanted to say, and for instance, I can answer your question if you have, and of course Virginie will be happy to give you more information if needed, and you have to contact the International Relations Bureau in order to be sure that what you are expecting to do is really feasible, and we are doing our best to make everything flexible for you. Thank you for your attention, and I'm happy to answer a question if you have questions. I have only to have access to the chat, and then I will be happy to answer your questions in vivo or by writing my answers. Thank you again.
Dr. Fethi, thank you. Thank you very much for your presentation. We are going to take a few questions that have arrived in the Q&A box and a couple of questions in the Facebook. We have two questions. The first one is, what level of French is required to participate in an exchange program?
So for us, for the studies, as I told you, if you are selecting classes in English, there is no requirement for French language. If you are selecting classes in French, when it comes to the 1 semester or 2 semester simple exchange programs, there is no requirement. You have to be able to follow the classes in French if you are selecting classes in French. But you have probably to provide a certificate if you would like to have the scholarship, which is called MEXFITEC, because the MEXFITEC program, it's a program between the French government and the Mexican one that provides scholarships for students who are willing to have exchange with graduate schools of engineering like us. In this case, we will need to have the B1 level, I think, in order to get the scholarship. If not, there is no requirement from our side for the French language. You have to understand the classes if you are following classes in French. It's otherwise you will fail. So
I understand. The second is, the program only considers engineering students?
For the simple exchange, when it comes to 1 semester or 2 semesters taking classes, only taking classes, not the degree from us. It's open for students in the Licenciatura di Química or Licenciatura di Chemical Engineering. Okay, it's open for all. There is no restriction. And for the double degree, we are working on the process. It will be probably open for both of them, but we have to work on the process. For the simple exchange, it's open to everyone, and it's also open for students who are willing to join the double degree and PhD programs. For this, we will have to work on on the co-tutela agreement. Is something that we know really how to do very fast. What you need to have is the required skills in order to perform the PhD subject. That's all. If the supervisors agrees on your recruitment to do the PhD, it's okay.
Thank you. We have one question which has arrived in the chat. It says, if we want to go for 2 semesters, since which semester of the 8 in total of our engineering studies can we perform the exchange? So this is a question for the Department of Mobility at UG. Please refer to there's a call that is published every semester. It's important that you consult the call. The call mentions when you can candidate for a mobility, be it with Chimie ParisTech or another of our partner institution. And it also mentions all important information. So it's important that at least you complete at least for in University of Guanajuato at least your 3rd year, and then it depends also on the partner institution.
From outside, we start receiving students, international students, on the 1st of January when it comes to the 2nd year, from the 1st of January. So if a student is willing to join us for 1 semester, he or she can come on the 1st of January for 1 semester, which is 4 months in our case. And if he or she are in the 3rd years, for example, here in the licenciatura, if he or she are on the 3rd or the 5th years, they can join us on the 3rd year in our school, and this starts on the 1st of September. So we have 2 periods. The high level, if the advanced level is on the 1st of September, and the mid-level is on the 1st of January. So, for example, if a student wants to come for 2 semesters, he or she can start with us on the 1st of January with the mid-level, and then go to the 3rd year and start and stay with us 1 full year, performing 1 semester on the mid-level and 1 semester in the high level.
Excellent. We have another question. Do international students have a professor, a tutor, or referee once they are at Chimie ParisTech? How does it work?
No, we don't have a tutor when our students, national or international, they don't have a tutor. As you saw, we have 1 professor for 3 students. So the link, and we know them extremely well. So there is no need to have a tutor. Each professor knows perfectly well who are the entire students, and the administration office is open to solve all the situations. And no, there is no tutor. We know them extremely well, and there is no need for that. Yeah.
Yeah, the ratio allows for that. That's wonderful. We have another question which is, could you tell us where usually exchange students are housed? Where do they live when they are with you?
So for the double degree, they live all together in what we call Cruz in Paris. We have a place which is reserved for them. So they are all together for the PSL students, not only Chimie, but the other institution of PSL. It's in the 15th district of Paris. It's very close. It's maybe, let's say, 20 minutes by bike. You know, in Paris, we use a lot of bikes now. And for the short-term visit, Usually they live at the Cité Internationale, and they have to apply for this, and we may help them by providing tips and way of finding housing. But mainly they are housed at the Cité Internationale, which is within, let's say, 5 to 10 minutes by metro. Or by bike, it's also 15 minutes by bike. Yeah. Paris is not large. It's a very, very dense city. It's the most dense city in Europe, but it's not large. You can really go from one side to the other side of Paris by bike within half an hour.
So it's quite convenient, really. It's very, I can tell it's very easy to go to Cité Universitaire and to move. It's Chimie ParisTech is very conveniently situated for that, and to move away around. I don't see. Is there any other questions? I can see. I'm just going to look at the Q&A. Do I have any more questions? Is there anything else, Dr. Feti, that you would like to add before we close the presentation?
So for sure, Virginie had the website of the school. It's something which is contains the most useful information. Don't hesitate to go through her in order to ask me questions if needed for any kind of issues or subjects. We are open for this. We have this agreement signed now, and we want really to feed it. We want really to have students coming from each side of these places, from Guanajuato, from Paris, in order to start working together and to create links between also professors. And we are willing to have students performing their internship here and students coming to Paris for internship and most likely for studies. And this will be the starting point in order to achieve the most powerful agreement, which will be the double degree.
Excellent. Thank you so much. I would definitely encourage the students who are here with us today to speak with their enlace, as we call it, in the different campuses at the University of Guanajuato. They are excellent reference for information. Derica also can be joined, obviously. And please do not hesitate to take classes. You know, the languages are important. It's an important part of our curriculum. It's important for you to be able to participate in mobility programs. So please overview the fact of taking French classes in this case to participate in the exchange programs, and the exchange program may lead you to research, say, to co-tutel in the future. So it's an amazing engagement that you're taking for long-term engagement. Dr. Feti, thank you very much.
Thank you, and I'm sorry for these technical complications.
No, we do know it may happen. It happens to all of us. So thank you very much, and please do not hesitate, students, to contact us. I wish you a very nice afternoon, and please be in touch.
Bye. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Ciao.